Welcome to Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. Every year about this time, I'd like to get out on the farm and drive around, see which oak trees are carrying acorns, and then see how many, and just try to get a feel for how much the acorns are going to play a role in the hunting strategy this fall. So I'm at the far end of the farm right now. I'm almost as far from the buildings as you can get, and I'm going to work my way back. And as I go, I'm going to look at every type of oak tree along the way. I'm starting with a white oak over my left shoulder here. This is a big old tree, fully mature tree. It's carrying a lot of acorns. And that's one thing I did notice driving out here, was a lot of the white oak have acorns on them this year. You know, I wouldn't say it's the most loaded up I've ever seen, but there's a lot of them. So, you know, if that trend holds true, we'll try to prove it on the way back, and then we'll look and see if some of the red oaks, you know, the oak trees in that family are carrying acorns too. Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails is brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Code of Silence Apparel, Hunt Stand Pro Whitetail App, Whitetail Institute, Research Equals Results, B3 Archery, Muddy Outdoors Tree Stands, Stealth Cam Trail Cameras, My Outdoor TV, and Hoyt. We learned back in 2023 that it makes a huge difference how many acorns are on the ground. The deer, especially on this farm, and I think throughout the whole Midwest, maybe throughout the whole country, people that I talked to, they all said the same thing. The deer weren't leaving the cover. The deer weren't moving the way that they normally do by going out into the open areas. There's so much food, so many acorns back in the cover that the deer didn't have to travel very much. All their patterns got more condensed, compressed. So that really factors into how you hunt. So knowing, you know, whether you've got a lot of acorns and even which trees, which specific trees those acorns are on, that makes a huge difference. But just understanding what the deer are going to be influenced by this fall is going to help you plan your strategy. So by the time we finish this up, I'm going to talk about how this all plays into my own strategies for this coming season. So starting with this tree, like I said, the white oaks seem to be holding a lot of acorns. Let's take a little trip down the lane here and see what else we can see. There's another big white oak behind me here that's got a bunch of acorns on it. I can see as we go along more oak, and I think there's some red oaks along here, so hopefully we can get an idea. In fact, that next one, I can tell from here it's a red oak, so we'll see if that one's got acorns. That was a black oak. I didn't see any acorns on that one. So we'll keep going. This tree is a bur oak, and that's in the white oak family. This one's got a lot of acorns on it too. So it's not just the straight up white oak. See what else we got around here. So far we're 2 for 2.
You said black oak didn't have any?
Black oak didn't. That's in the red oak family. There's really, I don't know, technically there's probably more than 2 families, but I like to categorize them in 2 families, the red oak family and the white oak family. So far the white oaks are the ones carrying. Not a black. This one's a red oak. It's got a few acorns in it, but not very many. Definitely not enough that you would even think about hunting this tree. If you're trying to say, okay, I'm going to pick a tree that's got a lot of acorns on it, that's the one I want to sit on, you'd ignore this one. But there are a few on there. Wow. This one is just the opposite. This is a white oak that's just loaded up with acorns. It's definitely a tree that if you're trying to decide whether or not to hunt it, you would for sure say yes on this one. This one, when it starts dropping acorns, the deer are going to be really attracted to it. There's a lot of them up in there. So now we're 3 for 3 on the white oak family, and point something for 2 on the red oak family. See him tucked in there? Little yellow fellas. That one little tree coming up on the edge there's got a bunch of them. I forgot this.
Oh yeah.
We just stopped and looked at a bur oak tree that's completely loaded up. So we've only seen so far one white oak family that didn't have acorns on it. And the rest of them have had a lot of acorns. Mm-hmm. And we've probably seen, I don't know, 10, 12 as we've made the loop around. Very few of the red oak family have any acorns. So we'll go a little bit further, then we'll kind of draw our conclusion. Late July is not a very nice time to be roaming around in the woods. We're just getting pounded by every bug out here. But it is the time to get out and check. And between now and probably early September, take some time, roam around your hunting area, find out which ones, or at least which families of your oak trees have acorns. And what we've seen here is for sure it's the white oaks. Not every single one of them, but probably 75% of them have quite a few acorns.
How would you say it compares to like 2023?
Less.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2023 was like off the charts.
Yeah.
I'd say this is, last year we'll say it was 25% of 2023. We're probably 50% or 40%.
I gotcha.
Maybe a little bit more than that, but the reds, see in 2023 the reds and the whites were all heavy.
Right.
And this year all we're seeing are the whites. But it still is enough to change the way that you hunt. It should, in my mind, this has convinced me that a guy needs to spend more time back in the woods. Mm-hmm. You know, not counting on the deer to come out, but really to spend more time going where the oak trees are, where the deer are closer to where they bed. If you know spots that have a lot of white oak, assuming that you are finding the same thing that we are here, is that the whites are carrying a lot of acorns. But if you have spots that have a lot of white, that's where I would definitely be thinking about, sitting on opening day. It's going to affect the way we hunt. We're just going to hunt in the woods more now after seeing this than I might have otherwise. The deer aren't as likely to come out. We saw that in 2023. We spun our tires. Gosh, we wasted a lot of time in 2023 hunting field edges and food plots.
It would have been interesting to have cell cameras in some of those spots because we were finding acorns still on the ground in the spring. But it would have been cool to see how much, or rather how little movement there was. Like, I bet there were whole days when they just didn't even leave their little area with so much food there.
Oh, for sure. Because we even saw that when we were scouting. There were spots where it was just, bedding areas with just acorns all over the place. So they were bedded in their food. So that's what I would say, I guess, is to wrap this up. Get out, take some time, find out what's going on in your area. And if you're seeing what we're seeing, which is quite a few acorns, then plan on hunting in the woods more. Make that a big part of your strategy. Well, we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you right back here again very soon for another episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. And remember to always dream
big.